Welcome back to the Living in Naples channel. I'm James Headley. I recently received an email with the title of this video, 9 Hacks for Buying a Home for Less, in the subject line. Okay, I thought, let's see what advice the folks at Zillow, in this case, are offering, and how much of it is potentially relevant to current and hopefully future clients in Southwest Florida. Before we dive into these tips and assess together where they fall on the useful to clickbait scale, let me thank you again for subscribing to the channel, sharing it with others that may be interested in the local real estate market, and of course for liking the videos here. With that said, let's dive into the list of hacks. Number 1, look for homes that have been on the market for longer than 30 days. You've likely heard this or some variation of it before as the old distressed goods / desperate seller theories that go hand in hand. Given the softness in the local market that I've been talking about in so many episodes here on the channel for the past year plus, 30 days is frankly probably too few days to use as a cutoff. To illustrate, of the 4,882 active listings on the market, as I record this just after Hurricane Milton made its way through the area, only 1,080 of those had been on the market for fewer than 30 days. And keep in mind, though, that even in this market environment, there are homes that are coming to market and going under contract in under a week, let alone under a month. So the key is to have a good sense of where values are when they appear, and also know, in other cases, when you can be patient. Number 2, stay away from turnkey homes and extreme fixer-uppers. I get the rationale here. Turnkey is priced at the high end of the market, while total or near total gut renovations can quickly run over budget. But this is a bit too much of a generalization for me to find it highly useful in the Southwest Florida real estate market. First and foremost, I would turn this point around and talk about the demand side versus the supply. What is your timeline as a buyer? Are you handy yourself and can take on some of the work? How much patience do you have for a major renovation project versus paying up for a house that is already offering 100% or even say 85 to 90% of what you would ideally want in a new home? For some, that recently renovated $1.2 million home is going to be the clear choice, whereas others will favor the comparable $800,000 house that they know they're going to put at least a couple $100,000 into. Number 3, shop lower priced alternatives to traditional single family homes. Now, the condo market in particular is so robust in Southwest Florida and offers such a range of options that for most buyers, they should be considering it right alongside the standalone single family homes out there for sale, in my opinion. Number 4, look for homes with less desirable features. If you've ever heard the adage, buy the worst house on the best block, that's really the intent behind this bit of advice. I'd actually lump this in with number 2. What is important to you as a buyer and what value do you place on it? Is something under 2,000 square feet, say, with a limited view that hasn't been renovated in a decade or two, okay as a means of entry to the Southwest Florida lifestyle for you? Or is that water or golf course view home, for example, a must-have? In other words, less desirable features can absolutely be in the eye of the beholder or buyer. So let's talk about where you are flexible and where you aren't, and realistically assess what that likely means for your budget. Number 5, consider putting an offer on a contingent house. In other words, consider putting in a backup offer on a home that's already under contract with another buyer, but hasn't yet passed through its due diligence period or certainly hasn't closed. Nothing wrong with this bit of advice on its face, but I would simply ask, if you like the house enough to buy it in the event that inspections, financing, or some other factor causes the original buyer to cancel the contract, why not make an offer in the first place so you aren't left hoping for the lower percentage occurrence of the contingency falling through? Number 6, look at foreclosure auctions. Still not a lot of market for bank-owned homes right now, so I would not, no pun intended, bank on this. In addition, the process of buying one of these versus some of the values that have been sitting on the market via traditional sales may not be worth the hassle for many buyers. But let's discuss if you want to consider this route and talk about what that process looks like so you know what you're getting into. Number 7 is find an agent who is an expert in the area where you want to live. Somehow you found your way to this channel, unless this is the first video of mine that you've watched or are watching here. I hope and trust you're already committed to following through on this tip and understand the value that someone like me and my team can provide to you. Number 8, understand that the highest offer doesn't always win. I have plenty of other videos on the channel that dive more deeply into the other factors besides price that can swing a deal. So I will just say here that the point is that as a buyer, the more flexibility there is in your offer and the more certainty you will close that is conveyed by that offer, the greater chances you have of getting the house that you want. Number 9, don't forget to explore government-sponsored loan programs. This discussion is probably best left to connecting you with a trusted lender to explore your options if you plan to finance any portion of your purchase. So I'll just leave it at that for now. I hope that this was useful to you. There was a nugget or two in here in the discussion that you found beneficial. As always, it would be my pleasure to connect directly with you anytime to best understand your specific circumstances in order to tailor a plan best suited to your needs. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me anytime. And until then, please do keep subscribing, sharing, and liking, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next episode.